Good afternoon. This is the second installment, and no, I am not wearing the same clothes twice in one week. I have showered and changed clothes every day, which I think is important for all of us, and I'm freshly shaved this morning. But I am recording two today so that this one can post first thing in the morning tomorrow, as I hope to get more sleep than I did last night whenever I woke up worried about all of you in the middle of the night. So, episode two of this webcast is designed to help you better understand support. You made it through your first day online. You're now thinking, who in the world is going to help me with all of this? Because there are lots of things that you're working on right now that you still need as much support as you did before, and yet it can feel really isolated whenever you're, out and away from people that can help, and you may not have resources at home that understand the level that you're doing. I know if I had a student that was in calculus, my help aside from Khan Academy and Googling something for them wouldn't be great. Economics, I can understand that. But whenever it comes to those high level maths, not my deal. Statistics, definitely. Calculus, not so much. But your teachers, remember, are still online. They're answering their emails. Most of them have set up office hours with the ability to chat with them. They can call. So all of those things can work to help you with these things. I did want to mention today that sometimes we don't appreciate our resources until they're gone. You think about how many times people have asked you, well, did you go to the writing lab? Did you go to the math lab? Did you go see your teachers for morning tutoring? And I'd encourage you, maybe through this to realize what great resources those are. But let's, as we focus on next year for using our resources better than we have in the past, let's go ahead and use the resources we have now to get the help we need at this time. This one kind of came to me. This is a poem by Thoreau that he wrote during his self-imposed isolation at Walden Pond. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. I did not wish to live what was not life, living is so dear, nor did I wish to practice resignation unless it was quite necessary. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life, to live so sturdily and Spartan-like as to put to rout all that was not life, to cut a broad swath and shave close, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms. So, first things first, reading. You've got to complete your reading. I know that sitting down with your textbook is something that you probably dread like the plague. Understood. You have no choice in online learning. You have to read the text. If this hasn't been something, you should be doing this all the time in every class. But in this case, there is no other way with online learning but to read every single word that is assigned to you. And if you don't understand, to email your teacher or contact them through Canvas so that they can help you with that. Whenever you think about reading, if it's too much to think about reading for 50 minutes, then read for 20 minutes and then do something else, and then read for 20 more minutes and then do something else. Taking notes on my reading helps me to be able to remember what I read better than if I just try to read it. Reading whenever you're not on, as I mentioned before, I'm an early morning kind of person. If I try to read after about 8:30 or 9, I'm going to go straight to sleep. So whenever you think about you, make sure you're doing your reading and getting through it. Your instructions from your teachers are really important, and you need to make sure you're clear on them. And so again, asking questions is fine, but you need to follow those instructions carefully. You need to work hard to make sure you understand the instructions and the deadlines. All the deadlines listed in Canvas are on Mountain Standard Time. So if you want to set your computer or a clock to Mountain Standard Time wherever you are, just select the time zone that says Denver, Colorado, and that's in Mountain Standard Time, and that will get you to the right time where we are so that you can make sure that you get those deadlines. Whenever I was doing my doctoral work, the school I was attending at Nebraska is in the Central Time Zone, and once I completely blew that out of my mind and turned in something, granted last minute, 10 minutes before the deadline in my time zone, which meant that it was 50 minutes late in their time zone, and it received a dock because I was late. So make sure, number one, don't turn in things last minute, but make sure you've got the right time zone figured out. The teachers need that their times to be held. So while we're trying to be flexible, since we're all going through this together, they have to have time to read the papers that you write. They have to have time to grade the assignments. They have to have time to see what's going on in their classes. And they're only human as well. So as they go through this, they set these deadlines knowing that they have things that they have to get done in the classes, which is why they're set. So if there is a problem, it's always better to be proactive, to talk to the teacher in advance and say, hey, I missed 2 days because I couldn't get my computer to work. My computer's up now. Wanted you to know that. You have these. I hate them, but you have them. And you have the ability to set up your NMMI email on your phone. Whenever you open it up, you can see that you've got my mail icon up here. We're going to go to in the iPhone. Whoops, can't see that, can you? Sorry about that. You're going to go to settings here, and then you're going to come down and you're going to go to the passwords and accounts here, and you're going to be able to add an account and set that up with your NMMI email. The best thing you can do right now, also Canvas, download the app if you don't have it, set the notifications to come to you immediately. That way you don't have to think, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z. When your phone zings, you know that you need to take action on that, right? So make sure you put those on. Again, if you need help, we can hop on a video call and I can help you with that. So shoot me an email. My email is ksmith, K-S-M-I-T-H, at nmmi.edu. I'd be glad to help you out with that. All right, I want to talk just for a moment about cheating because in online programs, it is probably more tempting to try to cheat because you think that I'm sitting here all on my own, who's ever going to know? That's really the wrong way to think about it. So two things. First, you're only hurting yourself because these tests, when we get to the finals, they're going to be proctored. And so whenever you get to that point, if you don't know what you're doing, this is going to be a problem for you. We need the point of homework and missing questions on homework as we figure out what you don't know so that we can circle back with you and figure out what we need to work on. Quizzes the same way. You cheat on quizzes only hurt yourself because then the teacher doesn't know what you don't know. So we get to the final and you're going to be surprised that you don't do well, but if you've cheated on those things, then it's going to be a problem. Again, the proctoring solution we have for the finals allows the teacher, like in this room where I am, I would actually be sitting here and I turn it all around, back and forth, make sure no one else is here. And then the proctoring software actually monitors you. Some of you that have taken our online math courses have gone through this already. Equally on papers, plagiarism is a big thing that happens. One of the main things to realize on that is that we use a variety of tools to check that, to see if what you've written is somewhere else. So you think you're super smart and you're going to go out there and you know what, I'm just going to buy this paper. Well, that paper is out there. It's been used by other people. It's been submitted to the same things, the Turnitin and the different plagiarism checkers that different teachers use. They're going to know. They're going to find out. Write your paper. Again, I've mentioned a few times, writing center at nmmi.edu. Send your papers in. Miss Atkinson is checking her email, and we're helping students with their papers. So work backwards, get the paper written early so it can be checked. Turn in 2 drafts if you want to. Writing center at nmmi.edu. We'll help you with that one. Again, on the research piece of it, if you need help researching, some of the databases have been really cool during this time and they've let everything fly. They're just giving out the information that you need. There have been some that are not as willing to do that, and then others that don't work internationally. So those that don't work internationally, we're actually working on purchasing a product that will allow a chat box on the library homepage. But for now, best bet, email librarian@nmmi.edu and say, I'm writing on this topic. Can you give me some guidance on research and where I can find research that would be good for this topic? So those things are tools that you should definitely consider using. For my advisees and whoever your advisor is, if you're graduating in May, it is well past time that we need to finalize where you're going to college next year. And so if you're graduating in May and you're first-classmen, which my advisees are, then you're going to need to take a look, figure out where you want to apply. I don't mind reading your applications. I don't mind reading your essays, whatever it is. Again, ksmith@nmmi.edu. Send it to me. I'll read it. But we need to go ahead and we need to apply online. We need to request your transcript. Currently, that's at iwantmytranscript.com. That's iwantmytranscript.com. And then we need to talk to your teachers, whoever else we need for a recommendation. Right now, the schools are largely pushing back their deadlines. They're allowing their deposits to be later and things of that nature. And yet, we still have to get that done. If you're, in the high school graduating, we will, again, definitely be in session in the fall. So if you've re-enrolled and you want someone to help you build your college schedule and you're coming out of the high school, again, email me. I would be happy to help with that. ksmith@nmmi.edu. And whenever we get that information back and forth and figured out what you want to do, I can switch you to a concentration advisor if there's a concentration you want to go to. If you know one of the faculty advisors in the college and you really like them, just shoot them an email and ask them. Or if you don't know who they are, again, email me and I'll get you in touch with them. And so we want to make sure that we've got you re-enrolled and in classes if you're coming back to NMMI in the fall for your for college. Clearly, if you're in high school, you should be working with your SAC advisor to get those things accomplished. And then those of you that are graduating, we need to help you figure out, okay, where am I going from here? Especially my first classmen, we need to work on that in short order. That is something that we ought to probably think about sometime this weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, let's make sure that you take a little bit of time. Let's come up with a game plan. I don't mind sitting, again, Saturday, Sunday, you should be out of classes as far as this goes, and I'm happy to set up a call with you so we can actually go through your information, sit down and talk about what you're thinking on that. So day 2 is going to be awesome. Again, please let me know if I can be of help. I'll provide some additional links as the system allows me. It doesn't let me do everything I'd like to, but I'll provide those links. Again, ksmith@nmmi.edu, or cell phone is 575-637-4068. Have a great day.